Welcome to the Deep Dives, where we take your sources and unearth the most compelling insights. Today we're plunging into a world that, well, it promises sex and horses.
Right, that famous tagline.
Exactly, but it delivers so much more.
Yeah.
You send us excerpts from Jilly Cooper's iconic novel, Writers, and it really is quite a phenomenon, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
So our mission today is really to get beyond just the surface, unpack the complex characters, the intense drama.
And those surprisingly intricate human relationships, yeah.
That have made this equestrian epic resonate with so many people for so long.
Yeah.
Think of this as your sort of shortcut to understanding its enduring appeal.
Indeed. And, from its initial description, it calls itself a multi-stranded love story set in the tense, heroic world of show jumping. Writers immediately signals that it's aiming for something both thrilling, but also deeply personal.
Right.
So we'll explore those raw dynamics, the rivalry, the ambition, the very real terror of failure.
Yeah, that really comes through.
That binds this tight circle of star writers. We're moving from, local home county gymkhanas right up to the high-stakes drama of the Los Angeles Olympics.
And we'll kick things off by looking at the author herself, Jilly Cooper, and just the sheer scale of this book's success. It's quite something.
It really is.
Then we'll dive into those intertwining lives of the central figures. Jake Lovell, the half-gypsy orphan who's driven by this deep hatred for Rupert Campbell-Black.
The promiscuous upper-class cad.
That's the one. And the women whose lives are just, well, irrevocably changed by being in their orbit.
It gets complicated.
Oh, yeah. Get ready for some unexpected turns and actually a surprising amount of depth.
Definitely.
Okay, so the cover boldly declares, "Sex and horses. Who could ask for more?"
Can't miss it.
But if you thought you knew what to expect from Jilly Cooper, Writers offers, as the book itself says, a genuinely pleasurable surprise. So beyond that catchy tagline, what really made this book such a literary juggernaut?
Well, I think what's fascinating here is Jilly Cooper herself. Born in Hornchurch, Essex, back in 1937, she actually started her writing career as a cub reporter.
Oh.
And by the late 60s, she was a regular columnist for the Sunday Times, then moved over to the Mail on Sunday in the early 80s.
So a background in journalism.
Exactly. And she's written, over 25 books, real versatility, popular romances, nonfiction. She even wrote a TV series.
Wow.
So that prolific output, that ability to craft really engaging narratives, you can see how that laid the groundwork for writers.
And the book's publication history alone, it tells a story of just incredible demand, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. Published in 85, multiple reprints just in that first year.
Yeah.
And it just kept getting reprinted through the late 80s and into 91. That's huge popularity.
Massive surge. But it's the acknowledgments page that, for me, really reveals something key about her approach.
Yes. And this raises that important question,
Yeah.
How does an author get that level of vivid detail, that realism, while still keeping creative freedom in fiction? Cooper says herself she started Writers 15 years before it was published.
15 years.
Yeah, and got help from an enormous number of people, all experts in their fields.
Okay.
But, and this is the key bit she emphasizes, because it's fiction, she took their advice only as far as it suited my plot.
Okay. Maintaining control.
Exactly. She says the book's accuracy in no way reflects on their expertise, which is, quite clever.
Yeah, covering her bases.
And she even thanks her bank manager for his patience. And 9 ladies who all worked fantastically long hours over Christmas, deciphering my appalling handwriting and typing the 340,000-word manuscript.
Wow, 340,000 words.
It paints this really vivid picture, doesn't it, of the sheer effort and actually the collaborative spirit behind it all. It shows her commitment to authenticity, but also, narrative control.
Definitely. Okay, let's dive into some of these core characters then. Starting with Jake Lovell, the half-gypsy orphan. His early life seems like a real struggle for independence.
It is. And his path quickly gets intertwined with Tori Maxwell, who's this rather shy character, often caught up in, domestic chaos.
So what brings these two together?
Well, Jake's initial situation is really defined by his employer, Mrs. Wilton, a very demanding woman.
Okay.
We see her sort of self-serving nature when she visits a show, basically because she thinks it kept Jake up to the mark.
Right, keeping tabs on him.
Exactly. And then there's this pivotal moment when Africa, a horse Jake's riding, gets injured. Mrs. Wilton just unleashes this torrent of abuse on him, screaming.
Oh, wow.
How dare you jump that horse? Even though she realizes she can't really replace him easily, her reaction just underscores this really unstable world Jake's living in.
So that unstable start kind of sets the stage for Tori's unexpected action, right? She's portrayed as anxious, withdrawn,
Yeah, very much so.
yet something pushes her to act. It's fascinating how her quietness leads to such a dramatic gesture.
It really is. Her shyness is obvious, like at this dinner party where she feels ignored by the very audacious Rupert Campbell-Black,
Even though...
even though she's still struck by his, quote, rampant sexuality.
Right.
But it's after this dinner that Tori takes this huge step, really driven by her feelings for Jake.
Okay, what does she do?
She secretly buys Africa the very horse Jake got injured on.
No way.
Yeah. And her mother, Molly, is absolutely furious when she finds out, threatens to sell the horse immediately.
Oh, the drama.
Totally. So when Jake, who's just been sacked by Mrs. Wilton, asks Tori why she bought Africa, she just whispers, "Because I like you."
Wow.
It reveals so much, that unspoken affection, and it basically kickstarts his new life.
So what does this bold move actually mean for Jake? I mean, apart from the immediate family drama, it sounds like a massive shift in his fortunes.
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Because despite the chaos her mother's causing, Tori's grandmother, Granny Maxwell, steps in.
Ah, the cavalry arise.
Kind of. She offers Jake this tumble-down but spacious house, comes with stables and fields, and even promises a decent horse box that's a trailer for the horses as a wedding present.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a condition. Jake has to buy her a front row seat at Wembley for his first appearance there.
All but then.
It's this surprisingly altruistic gesture, really, that kickstarts Jake's independent career. And he's just left hoping, and the book uses this pretty harsh phrase, that cow of a mother isn't giving Tori too bad a time.
Yeah, that phrase really highlights the book's sort of unflinching take on family sometimes.
It does. It's very direct.
Okay, so now let's turn to the other central couple, Helen Macaulay and Rupert Campbell-Black. Their story is equally dramatic, isn't it? And really rooted in Helen's quite sheltered upbringing.
Absolutely. Helen's background is so crucial to understanding her character, her future choices. Born in Florida, daughter of a successful dentist.
Right.
Brilliant child, apparently, but raised by this really rigid Presbyterian mother who was always reminding people of her English ancestry.
Okay, quite strict then.
Incredibly repressed, it seems. Helen had never heard her mother and father row or seen either of them naked.
Wow.
Sex was basically implied to be degrading and wicked, and the family motto was, work to keep sin at bay, feel guilty if you slack.
Yikes. That's a heavy environment to grow up in.
Profoundly shaping, yeah.
And that strict upbringing, it leads to a really significant event that kind of defines her early adulthood, doesn't it? Her first real relationship. How did that unfold, and what was the fallout?
Well, she got involved with a married man, Harold Mountjoy, which tragically resulted in a pregnancy and then an abortion, which her parents secretly arranged.
Oh, goodness.
And for Helen, the text says losing her virginity had meant total commitment, so she expected him to leave his wife.
Of course.
When he didn't, she was devastated. And her parents, basically to escape the scandal, sent her off to England for a year.
Right, a common trope back then.
Yeah.
But England wasn't much of an escape, was it?
No, it proved to be a massive disappointment. She froze in the worst winter for years. Her digs were awful. Describes an ancient lesbian landlady and a lecherous lodger.
Charming.
The place was filthy, reeking of a torn cat, whatever that means.
Oh.
English food was carbohydrates with carbohydrates. The men were disappointing. Her publishing job was boring, and even Harold stopped writing.
So just complete disillusionment.
Total isolation and disillusionment, yeah.
So it's in this state, this profound unhappiness, that she first encounters Rupert Campbell-Black. But not in the way you might expect, right? There's this interesting anti-hunting angle.
Exactly. She moved into an all-female hostel, Regina House. And through this science graduate, Nigel, she gets involved with the anti-fox hunting movement.
Okay, interesting turn.
And Nigel and his friends, Paul and Dave, they paint this absolutely scathing picture of Rupert Campbell-Black.
What do they say?
Oh, he's an upper-class shit, makes Hitler look like Nestle's milk. Allegedly beats up his horses and apparently smashed a champagne bottle on the table and threatened Nigel.
Good grief. Quite the introduction.
So Helen's very first direct interaction with Rupert is at a hunt meet. He contemptuously sets fire to an anti-hunting leaflet someone hands him, insults the activist,
That's it.
and Helen notes his eyes meet hers for just a second, then he looks away without interest. And that just cements her initial thought, he's poisonous.
Wow, what a first impression. And yet,
he's the man who will become her husband. It's quite the setup.
it really is. So the show jumping world itself in Riders, it's not just about the horses, is it? It's this absolute hotbed of ambition, rivalry, intense personal drama.
Completely. And Rupert, in particular, he's this truly dominant force, but his power, well, it's often wielded without much benevolence, shall we say.
Understatement, perhaps.
His character is just defined by this insatiable ambition and this really deeply ingrained sense of entitlement.
Right.
He inherited his family home, Penscombe Court, at 21, got it, when his father scandalously left his wife.
Okay.
And his whole life just revolves around show jumping, constantly traveling nonstop from show to show all over the world. He even confesses he doesn't get his kicks at home, seeks them elsewhere.
Which includes affairs.
Various public affairs, yes, like one with a starlet who actually publicly names him as one of her most thrilling affairs.
Oh, well, lovely for Helen.
Exactly. Causes Helen huge distress and gets Rupert nominated as White's Shit of the Year.
Huh. I forgot about that title.
It really highlights his just callous disregard for anyone else's feelings.
Yeah. And this brings us to something particularly shocking, his treatment of his horses. Specifically, Macaulay, the horse ironically named after Helen.
Yes.
What did Jake discover that really underscores Rupert's dark side?
Well, what's really revealing here is the stark contrast with Jake's own approach, his compassion towards horses.
Right.
After a show in Madrid, Jake sort of creeps into Rupert's horse box and finds Marion, Rupert's groom, redressing these severe wheals on Macaulay.
Wheals, like whip marks.
Yes, the book says Macaulay's shoulder looked as though someone had been playing knots and crosses with a knife.
My God, that's horrific.
It is. And Marion confirms Rupert's abuse, just calls him the bastard. But Jake, even though he despises Rupert, he treats Macaulay's wounds with this ancient Romany recipe ointment. Shows his empathy.
Despite the rivalry.
Despite the rivalry. And Marion reveals Rupert ruined him the horse and will just sell him on now because, and this is telling, he can't bear to be faced with anything that makes him feel guilty.
Wow, avoidance.
Totally. And Helen, sort of unsettlingly self-absorbed in that moment, is apparently only interested in Macaulay because of his name, not his actual suffering.
Oh, Helen, that's disappointing.
It is. It shows her own complexities at that point.
Meanwhile, amidst all this high-stakes drama, we see the young Fenella Maxwell Fenn starting to find her voice, her talent, especially after Jake's injury.
Yes, Fenn. She starts off feeling really fed up with bloody horses, longing for more to life than the inside of a tack cleaning bucket.
I can sympathize.
Right. But then she gets this unexpected opportunity from Melise Gordon. Jake's in hospital, broken leg. And Melise proposes. Fenn jumps Jake's horses. She's only 17, but Melise sees her raw talent, compares her to famous female riders.
Big shoes to fill.
Definitely. She has an initial setback in Rome, gets disqualified for dismounting too early, but then she has this amazing triumph in the Puissance.
That's the high jump event, right?
Exactly. Riding Macaulay, she clears 7'2", easy peasy, and wins a car.
Fantastic. Good for her. And for Macaulay.
Yes. The horse seems delighted to be in the money again. He's bucking, does 2 laps of honor, even eats the president's carnation.
Love it. A moment of pure joy.
It really is, amidst all the other drama.
But while Fenn's career is taking off, another relationship, Billy and Janie's marriage, is just completely unraveling. Very publicly, very messy.
Oh, yes. Billy Lloyd Fox, initially seen as the successful writer.
Yeah. But he endures this really tumultuous marriage with Janie Henderson. She's described, and again, this is a quote from the source, using the rather brutal term ex-slag about Fleet Street, sacked for the size of her expenses.
Wow, the book doesn't pull punches there. Highlights the public scrutiny, maybe.
Absolutely, the casual cruelty of their world. And their relationship is marred by Janie's affair with this loathsome cat food tycoon.
It's a cat food tycoon. You couldn't make it up.
Right. It gets revealed in the press. The whole spectacle continues when Janie announces she's pregnant, leading to this awful confrontation at Wembley. A rival writer pointedly asks, "Who's the father?" Kevin Coley.
Oh, no.
Billy just reacts violently, punches the guy. And that really leads to Billy's tragic decline. Heavy drinking, financial ruin, selling off horses, furniture.
A complete spiral.
Total spiral. But despite all this, his groom, Tracy, remains fiercely loyal, refuses to leave him, lives on dole money, unemployment benefits, just waiting for Billy to get his form back.
That's incredible loyalty. It's a really stark portrait of loyalty in the face of, well, self-destruction.
And amidst all that public downfall and personal despair, something surprising happens for Billy, doesn't it? A new relationship starts to blossom.
Yes. He finds solace and actually a genuine connection with Fen.
Ah, Fen.
Yeah. She's initially shy, compares herself unfavorably to Janie. But Billy discovers this miracle in Fen. She's unselfish, adores him, and she's prepared to spend hours just talking about how his horses could be improved.
Unlike others.
Unlike other writers who always steer the conversation back to themselves.
Right.
Their relationship is described as really deeply affectionate. Billy finds the key to paradise with her. Feels totally happy, like he's utterly bombed on Perrier and love.
Oh, that's quite sweet, actually. A refreshing contrast.
It really is compared to the toxicity elsewhere.
So the whole narrative seems to build towards this crescendo at the Los Angeles Olympics. All these intense storylines finally converging.
Absolutely. That's the focal point.
And Jake, he's recovered from his injury. Back in form thanks to this new training regime. Poised for a comeback.
Exactly. Melise Gordon takes on this crucial role, puts Jake on a rigorous new regime-specific diet changes, apple, apricot, prunes, carrot cocktails, training plans.
The works.
The works. And Jake rides Hardy, that's a horse he'd carefully rehabilitated with Tori's help, into the individual competition.
Okay. How does he do?
Well, his performance is initially a bit untogether, but he recovers brilliantly. Culminates in just deafening applause. He wins the silver medal.
Fantastic.
Silver.
And he humbly acknowledges it, saying, being a gypsy, traditionally I cross people's palm with it, is the right medal for me.
Just touched.
He calls Tori, and back home the entire village is celebrating. Apparently they've drunk us out of house and home.
Huh. Love that image. A real moment of triumph over adversity.
Deeply satisfying, yeah.
But the Olympics also bring tragedy, don't they? And more public humiliation, especially for Rupert. Past cruelties coming back to haunt him. Oh, definitely. First, there's a major setback when a rival's prize horse, Manny, is tragically shot on the plane journey over.
Shot? How awful.
Takes him right out of the competition, and Rupert, with his characteristic lack of empathy, just gleefully tells Helen this news.
Charming as ever.
And then, in the team competition, it's Rupert's turn to face his past. He tries to ride Macaulay.
Macaulay? The horse he abused.
The very same horse he abused and sold. And Macaulay reacts with palpable rage and recognition. The book says he struck at him like a cobra.
Wow.
And then, in the actual arena, he deliberately galloped around the ring, taking practically every fence with him. Just ensures Rupert's spectacular downfall.
The horse got his revenge.
A powerful act of, well, equine defiance. It costs Rupert the gold medal, and Jake, watching with some amusement, acknowledges it. Says Macaulay was a great horse, not in the class of any of the other horses, but he had been rested all year.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asks, who's vicious, Rupert or the horse?
Good question. A moment of almost karmic justice.
Profoundly so, yes.
And amidst all this intense competition, the public spectacle, Helen, Rupert's wife, she undergoes this really profound personal transformation, doesn't she? Finally breaking free.
Yes, her journey is one of just increasing unhappiness in her marriage.
Right.
Rupert's casual cruelty, his public cheating,
Yeah.
She feels trapped. He tells her she's boring, prissy, brittle, and frigid.
Awful.
She longs for love, and she finds it with Jake. She starts actively defying Rupert, ignores his command to drop her hysterics after seeing pictures of him with another woman, Podge.
Good for her.
Starts taking control of her life, chooses to stay home with her kids instead of going to social events, confronts Rupert about his behavior. She sheds that quiet demeanor. Wears a new silver flying suit, a long red plate, looks fantastic.
A whole new Helen?
And most importantly, embarks on this affair with Jake. There's this moment when Jake tells her, I don't want to panic you, I mean you. And it's this moment of profound recognition for her.
Signifying she's embracing real connection, self-liberation.
Exactly. It's a huge turning point for her character.
Okay, so the Olympics wrap up. Triumphs, bitter defeats.
Yep.
But the fallout continues, right? What's the immediate aftermath for our key players?
Well, Rupert, totally humiliated by Macaulay's performance, tries to boost his morale by winning shows in America. Leaves Helen and the kids with her parents back in Florida.
Right, and that experience.
It shatters Helen's illusion that she can just run home to Mummy anymore. It's a final break from that past repression for her.
Okay, and Billy.
Billy, after his disaster in Rotterdam, he's facing legal injunctions from Janie. She leaves him, takes her manuscript, and their beloved dog, Mavis.
Oh, no, not the dog.
I know. Billy sinks even further into alcoholism, selling off assets. But Tracy, his groom, remains fiercely loyal, just refuses to leave him.
Still there. It's a stark picture, isn't it? Loyalty tested by just profound personal decline.
It really is.
And for Jake and Helen, their relationship is now, well, kind of a public secret. The consequences are looming large.
They are. Dino Ferranti, that rival writer, he observes the situation and believes Jake's affair with Helen is partly about cuckolding your enemy.
Ooh, complex motivations.
Yeah. And he blames Helen for revealing the affair, predicting Rupert will ruin them both. Says Jake's actions have put him on a collision course.
So danger ahead.
Definitely. Meanwhile, Tori's mother, Molly, is still meddling. Suggests a health farm for Tori to smarten yourself up and find another man.
Oh, Molly. Still at it.
Still at it. And there's this really poignant scene where Tori, after her mother leaves, just sits and cries, comforted only by Wolf, her loyal dog.
Oh, poor Tori.
Then she decides to go into the village, and Wolf, who's normally right at her heels, tragically shot across the road into the path of an oncoming lorry.
Oh my God, no. Why?
Because he recognized a man who looked very like Jake. But it was not Jake.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Just underscores the lingering emotional cost of all these intertwined lives.
Exactly. It's devastating.
Wow. What a deep dive that was into the complex, often really chaotic world of Jilly Cooper's writers.
It really covers a lot of ground.
It's so clear that beyond the show jumping, the triumphs, the personal dramas, Cooper paints this incredibly vivid picture of human ambition, loyalty, betrayal, all against that backdrop of horses and incredibly high stakes.
Indeed. You know, from Jake's quiet resilience and Helen's almost desperate search for happiness to Rupert's just unshakable arrogance and Billy's really tragic decline, the novel just delves into that very human desire for connection, for self-worth, often with devastating consequences.
Yeah.
The characters, for better or worse, are just indelibly shaped by their experiences, their relationships. It shows how deeply intertwined our destinies can actually be.
And the story leaves us with so much to think about, doesn't it? You might find yourself asking, what does it really take to win, both in the arena and, well, in life?
Yeah. And is true happiness found in those grand gestures, or is it in the quieter connections?
Right. And can genuine transformation ever truly erase the scars of the past?
Yeah.
Not just for the people who inflict them, but for everyone caught in that crossfire of passion and ambition.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If the unconditional loyalty of an animal like Macaulay reclaiming his dignity in the ring, or Wolf offering that simple solace to Tori,
Yeah.
if that sometimes exposes the profound complexities and maybe the failings of human devotion?
That's a great point. And what does it mean when the one who seems most hurt by love, like Tori, or maybe Tracy with Billy, remains the most loyal?
Deep question.
Exactly. It's a really compelling narrative that, as we've definitely seen, offers far, far more than just sex and horses.
Absolutely.
You can really see why this book has had such enduring appeal for so many people for so long.
It packs a punch.
It certainly does. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.